Okay, so let's look at a dictionary that has two items in it, a name and an age based on these keys. And we would like to add something concerning weight. So one way to do this is to a direct method or a direct procedure in adding an actual key with a value. So the way you will do it, you will actually take the dictionary itself, right? And then you're going to reference to some sort of a key, and let's call it weight. So notice here, I am actually writing down what I want here. So let me just put it between two quotes. Weight, okay? And assigning it a value, 150. And then I'm going to print my dictionary, right? And see if indeed we got an extra field that has a key and a value item. And sure enough, we were able to add this. Now, is there a way around this where we could use a direct method or a method such as update to do the same thing? Yes, there is a way. So let's say we wanted to add the height for this person, right? So this is a database record. We have a weight now, but now we need to add another field to add the height for that person. So we could do something like this. So again, the object dot update. So you're going to use the method update. Then we're going to tell it exactly what we want. And notice I'm going to put curly braces. And the reason is I want to incorporate this dictionary or this sub-dictionary as part of the main dictionary. So what are we going to put in it? Well, I could put something like this, height. So I'm going to write it just as if it's an actual dictionary. So it has to have a key, colon, and then what do you think the height is? Well, let's put 5.9, right? So 5 feet 9 inches. All right, well, let's go ahead and print the dictionary itself and see if indeed we will get it also not only the weight, but we will get the height as well. So let's run this here. And sure enough, we have weight and height. Good. So now let's go ahead and try to remove items. So now we've known how to add items. So let's try to remove items. Okay? So we have methods such as pop items, and then if you want to delete the object or clear the content. All right, so we're going to see these will be our objectives. So let's start with pop by itself. Pop by itself, you're going to have to give it an argument and tell it exactly which of these items, that includes the key and the item that's associated to that key, that you want to remove from this data structure. So something like this, my dictionary, right? And dot pop, and notice here we have two options, pop and pop item. So we're going to pick pop. We're going to say exactly what I want to take out. I want to take out the weight. And notice the weight is capitalized, weight. Okay. So I'm going to take the weight out, right? So let's go ahead. So notice the key has a W capitalized, right? And then let's go ahead and print my dictionary. Let's see what happens. And sure enough, the element weight and its content, so the key and the element that's associated to it, are gone. Now, is there a pop item method? Yes, we've seen it. So let's go ahead and try to do that. Now with pop item, you don't need to give an argument. So my dictionary dot pop item. So no need to give it an argument as a key. And let's go ahead and print my dictionary. Now here's the deal with this. Depending on the version of Python, if it's an older version of Python, remember this will be an unordered list of items. If it's a newer version of Python, then it will be ordered and it will always pop at the edge of the list. So let's see what pops out. Now remember, at the end we have name, age, and height. Let's see what disappears. Okay, so the height disappears. Okay, and it's going to be consistent because this is a newer version of, or the latest version of Python for this system. Okay, so now we've seen that. Let's look at the delete. So we want to delete age. Let's see if we can do that. So del and my dictionary, right? So my variable, whatever you want to call it, and it's going to be age. Let's see what happens now. Let me just copy this. If indeed that will take care of it. So we're going to go over here and run this. Okay. And notice age disappeared. So you have different ways to do things. So what about clear? So let's conclude with clear, right? So with clear, we could do a few things. So first, let's do the delete in another way, where we're going to use delete without saying exactly what, so what would that do if we don't say age, for example. Now let's get back to here. So we would have Henry and Henry Ford and the 50. Let's see what happens if you don't actually associate the delete to a specific key. What happens? Okay, so we get an error here, right? With this, which means it cannot handle this. All right, so let's go ahead. So this causes an error, so you have to be careful. So you have to give it a key. Now let's do a clear. Let's do a clear. So dot. So we're gonna do. Let's remove delete. If you wanted to delete the whole object or anything in it, so let's do a clear and see what happens. Okay. Now clear will be self. So let's see what happens now. And there you have it. Now you have a totally empty dictionary.